Thank you, Kostas, for reminding me of those beautiful days and hopeful days we had in Bürgenstock, which ended in terrible disappointment. Today I have a beautiful story to tell you, actually. And the beauty of the story is not because it is of a friendship that developed amid fears and terrible times, but it is also a beautiful story because it is very familiar to all Cypriots. All Turkish Cypriots and Greek Cypriots have a very similar story, or most of them. And unfortunately, we don't hear about these beautiful stories enough. We have been hearing about stories of tensions, fights, heroism, but we don't hear about the stories of friendship and support that the two communities handed each other during the very terrible times. And I think it is high time that we start telling those stories, so I would like to thank the organizers for giving me the opportunity to share with you mine. My story dates back to 1974. And it is about a young Greek Cypriot soldier named Andonis, who was young at the time. This young Greek Cypriot soldier actually risked his life to protect my family, my mother, my father, and my 9-year-old brother. And I only heard about this story in 2003 when the crossings opened, and my family, of course, wanted to go to Limassol to visit their home country, or home city. And that was the night before we went to Limassol was the first time my father told me this story. He said, we will go to Limassol and we will look for Andonis. And I said, who is Andonis? Well, this is the story. On 20th of July 1974, when Turkey sent its troops to Cyprus, all the Turkish Cypriots in Limassol were detained by the Greek Cypriot army. And my parents, with my 9-year-old brother, were among the detainees. They walked kilometers to a nearby clinic where they spent the night in the garden. Then the next morning, 21st of July, they were transferred to a school. And at this school, the Greek Cypriot soldiers started separating the men to take them away. And at that point, my brother did not want to let my father go. He was crying, screaming, I will come with you, father. You can imagine the pain and the stress a little boy would go through under those circumstances. So as my father was trying to soothe, calm down my brother, he heard someone call his name, Kyrie Özel, and he was shocked. He looked and he saw this Greek Cypriot soldier. He could not really make out who he was, but apparently he had, as a physiotherapist, treated Andonis many years ago, and Andonis recognized my father as the doctor who had treated him. And Andonis said, what are you doing here? And my father said, what am I, you tell me what we are doing here. So Andonis very discreetly motioned my parents and my little brother to a military vehicle. He drove them off from the site. My brother at that point was very faint, was very stressed, exhausted. So as Andonis was driving my parents to their home, they stopped at a clinic. Andonis made sure the doctor checked my brother and that he was okay. He got some medicines for my brother and he took them home. He told them to stay in, that it's not safe to be outside, and that he would come check on them again. And my parents just could not believe what had happened. They were shocked. They stayed in the house. It was dangerous to go out anyway. And in the evening, they heard a knock on the door. And of course, they were scared. My father went to open the door, and it was Andonis. And he had a basket with bread, cheese, and milk in it. And he said it was for my brother, and he knew that they probably wouldn't be able to go out to get anything for him. And he said, I will also come check on you, you know, on the coming days, just make sure you're safe and inside. And he did. He came and checked on my family, my parents and my brother, for the next couple of days until things settled down. They last saw each other in September 1974, when my parents and my brother fled Limassol to start a new life in Kyrenia. And so in 2003, that day we went to Limassol, we found Andonis, and that was another miracle, because my father only knew his name and that his father owned a grocery store. So we stopped at a coffee shop in Limassol, and my father got down out of the car and went into the coffee shop and said, "I'm looking for a man called Andonis. I have no idea where he is. I have no idea if he is still in Limassol, but his father owned a grocery 30 years ago, so maybe some of you might know him." And an elderly man exactly knew who we were talking about, so he said, "I will take you to him." And we went and knocked on his door, and the Greek Cypriot guy who took us to him told him on the bell of the door, because Andonis answered before opening the door, he said, "There are some Turkish Cypriots looking for you." And Andonis came down the stairs screaming my father's name, even before seeing us. And he said, "I have had the same dream for 4 days in a row. I knew you were coming. I knew you would come." And it was a very emotional day, full of tears and them constantly embracing each other and not believing what had happened and that they found each other again. So to this day, now it has been more than 10 years, 13 years, they still meet every weekend, Andonis and my father. Well, Andonis is not young anymore. He's a balding, middle-aged, to say the least, man, and my father is a chubby 78-year-old. They still meet every weekend, either in Limassol or in Kyrenia. They have souvla, have coffee, talk about, recount the past, and always dream. Their optimism just gives me the biggest encouragement. Dream of better days to come. And I always get as emotional as I did on that first day we found Andonis when I see them, week after week. So Turkish Cypriots and Greek Cypriots, we have been torn apart. We have been poisoned with nationalism and hatred and enmity and fanaticism. But we still have so many beautiful friendships and memories to hold on. And we have past memories and stories that we hold on, but we also have very beautiful new friendships in the making. So, these are the things that give me hope, these beautiful friendships and stories from the past and the ones that are in the making today. Thank you.